I didn't plan to be a web developer. In fact, I just wanted to learn the most easiest coding language, but somehow I became a full stack developer because I love it. I experienced many ups and downs during the journey to get here, so in this video I'm going to talk about them today. So sit back, relax and enjoy, so let's go. I wanted to learn programming because I started gaining interest in programming after learning Python for my school project or school modules, where I learned how to code robots, machines and stuff. Another reason is that I learned from Naval Ravikant that coding can be a form of leverage to create value and income. So with that, I just decided to master web programming. And since I have experience with Python, I just want to pick a coding language that is similar to it, so I picked JavaScript. It is also one of the common coding language used in software companies like Fang or Batman, whatever you want to call it. But JavaScript doesn't really come alone. It comes with the other two coding languages like HTML and CSS, so I needed to learn all three together. I started learning them from a YouTuber called Bookcode. He teaches the concepts in really simple terms so I can just follow along when he teaches. After this, I learned the importance of using projects to learn coding, so I just searched online on which project to do. The first project that I did was a to-do list. I followed Bookcode's tutorial and coded along. From that project, I learned the basics of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I learned how to use DOM manipulation, I learned how to use tags, I learned how to style, I learned how to use selectors, etc. I then moved on to the next project, which is a calculator, and followed along Bookcode's tutorial again. And the last project is the nav bar. For this, I did not really follow any tutorials, I just coded it myself. It literally took me 2 weeks to complete this component, and it even did it when I was traveling overseas. But overall, all these 3 projects helped me with learning the basics of HTML, CSS and JavaScript to build my first website. While I was learning all this, it was also the time that my school had a module about lessons that I learned when I was starting my YouTube channel. I needed a portfolio to showcase the progress that I made during the learning journey of starting a YouTube channel. Luckily, since I started learning HTML, CSS and JavaScript, instead of doing the normal portfolio Word document Canva kind of thing, I decided to make a portfolio website. So I collected all the medias and the information needed to assemble the website and just went straight to coding without design, without planning the website at all. I just put things side by side and on top of one another and thinking it looks nice. And even my teacher said it looks nice, so I think she's lying, but I take it. But to be honest, I did feel proud of the website because that's the first ever one that I built. After building the portfolio, I decided to start my own web agency where I create the websites for other businesses. Because I already had experience with agency stuff, so why not just give it a try? What I learned from watching many agency videos was that the first customer or the first client is always the hardest to get. After the first client, you will then have experience and the proof to show to the future clients that you know your stuff. So the goal here is to make getting the first client as simple as possible. Maybe you can ask your friends, your family member if they need help and then helping them. So I just asked my friends and family members if they need any website, and my father said yes, so I helped him with it. He owns a surfing company and needed a website to show more about the business and what it actually do. But this time, instead of putting parts randomly together, I approach it in a different way and I now have a plan. I learned that I needed to focus on copywriting first, then design, then using templates online to do the developer or the coding part of it. I searched on YouTube the best web design and stumbled upon the website architect's video, which gave some standard web templates that I can use it on my own website. I just needed to learn how to duplicate the design and just replace the media and the words. And I did that for every section of the entire web page. After finishing it, to be honest, I actually felt quite good about it. With that feeling, I then tried reaching out to other businesses that I can contact and see whether if they needed any website or any website help. But guess what? No after no, and it actually felt quite demoralizing. So I just gave up on the whole web agency idea because it kind of sucking my soul out of my body, man. At this point, I did not really enjoy coding static websites anymore. Maybe because coding my father's website took a bit of effort, or maybe of the cold calling. So I decided to learn full stack development. At first, again, I did not really know how to start or where to begin. But I saw that everyone on YouTube was talking about MERN stack, which is MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, and Node.js, and I just learned it. I learned the basics of MERN from a YouTuber called Ninja. I familiarized with how the syntax works and how the stack actually works. Then I created a fitness tracker app which is quite similar to the project that Ninja used for his tutorial. So all I have to do when I get started is just refer to the tutorial. Then after that, I built a finance tracker app which I showed the entire process in the previous videos. It was exciting to do full stack, but over time I kinda don't really enjoy it anymore. Managing front end and back end at the same time felt quite overwhelming and complicated. The codes get a little bit complicated just to get a data, just to update and delete data. So I retreated back to HTML, CSS and JavaScript programming, which is why you see a series of web HTML, CSS and JavaScript tutorials right after the whole finance tracker phase. When I went back to HTML, CSS and JavaScript programming, I explored more advanced web design. But to be honest, I did not really feel any oomph or any purpose when I was learning it. Learning the designs and stuff feel quite dry, and I just wanted to have some purpose in life to just build something for people that I care about. So I asked myself, who can I help? For me, I thought of my past self when I was learning web development. I found out that the main problem that I used to face was figuring out on what projects to do. Because some projects are quite boring, or some projects are just not worth it, man. And I knew that it's a problem that I can solve using my skill of web development. So I figured out on which tech stack to use for this web app. At first, I thought of using MERN for my app, but I then realized that the database used in MERN doesn't really fit into the type of data that I use for the web app. For MERN, the database type is in non-SQL, which means that it's not in table form, but rather is in a JSON form. But for my app, I needed a table format just because of how many data that I'll be controlling. So I decided on using Supabase because that's what I keep on seeing on YouTube, and I decided to give it a try. Plus, Supabase is really easy to use and doesn't really require a backend. Then I started to create the app with the help of ChatGPT, and here I am. So yeah, this is the journey that I took from a complete beginner to right now an okay full stack developer. Anyways, that's my opinion. Bye.